Welcome to The Road Traveled, a travel webcast brought to you by Melissa Barcalau from abetterviewtravel and myself, Judy Adams from World Travel Service. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are joined by Bobby Sweet, who's the Vice President of Leisure Sales for Salamander Hotels and Resorts. And we are very excited to speak with him today about a variety of information about one of his properties. Bobby will be back soon for a second podcast to talk about the rest of the brand's portfolio. They've got amazing properties that deserve a lot of time. So with that, I will turn it over to Melissa, and welcome Bobby.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bobby, for joining us. Today, we'd like to talk to you about the resort and spa in Middleburg.
Yes, so our Salamander Resort and Spa is located in Middleburg, Virginia, which is located about 1 hour to the west of downtown Washington, D.C. Our closest airport would be Dulles Airport, if you're still utilizing commercial air. The nice thing about the property is that it's located on 340 acres, as you see on the screen, so it's a very secluded resort. But I also like to talk a little bit about the brand before I get into the resort itself. Our founder and CEO is Sheila Johnson. So Sheila is better known for founding BET Television in the 70s. She also is owner of the Washington Wizards, Capitals, and Mystics professional sports teams. And Sheila is the first African-American female billionaire in the United States. So she is our leadership behind our brand of our 5 properties. Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg was the first new build that Ms. Johnson and Salamander Hotels and Resorts was involved with. She started the company in 2005 when she purchased Innisbrook Resort outside of Tampa, Florida. So we'll move forward with Salamander Resort and Spa, Middleburg, Virginia. Again, it's located in the middle of horse and wine country. And it's a very unique property in that it's more of a retreat to the country, even though you're so close to Washington, D.C. The resort is laid out as you see. We have 4 floors to the property. Each floor would represent a season. So the color schemes of those rooms would be spring, summer, winter, or fall. We do have a terrace level to the resort, which would be the ground floor. Being pet friendly, we put all of our guests who have their pets with them on that floor. It's not restricted to guests with pets, but that's what we try to utilize, so they have an exterior exit to the room to take their pets out during the day, so they don't have to go back through the main building. Also, you'll see on the far right side of the screen, noted with G, that's our equestrian center. We have 13 horses presently, and we do riding and therapeutic programs with our horses and our team there in the equestrian center. Up in the top left portion of this map, you'll see where our outdoor activities, a lot of them are located, are zip lining. We also have axe throwing, we do fishing, we do archery, we do falconry, and most of that's done a little bit set away on that back corner of the property. We have 3 swimming pools at the resort. 2 are outdoors. The letter C notes our resort pool, and that would also be next to our tennis courts, and we have a putting green down there, so that's more of a recreation area as well. Then at our spa, which is an award-winning spa, you'll see that the E represents our dedicated pool for just our spa guests. And inside, near our fitness center, is an indoor pool, as it does get chilly in this area different times of the year, so it still gives our guests an opportunity to go swimming and get their swimming in on an indoor heated pool environment, even though the exterior pools are heated as well.
Bobby, quick question.
Sure.
Is everything walkable? Is there a bus, or how does everybody get from the main complex to?
These are all just minutes apart from each other. Your longest walks would be to the zip line activities and the equestrian center. And the equestrian center is about a 3-minute walk, to give you an idea. Okay. The zip line might be a 5-minute walk to get up because it's kind of tucked away into the woods up in that top left portion of this map you have. The main resort pool and tennis court and putting green, again, are 2 to 3 minute walk from the main building.
And are your family friendly? You mentioned pets.
Correct. We're definitely family friendly. We have something for everyone, whether it's couples, families, individual travelers, and our health and safety protocols, as we have all evolved with these changes in recent months. We follow not only the CDC, but we also work with local government in Virginia to ensure we're following all the local policies and protocols that are in place. And we update those on a regular basis. So if anyone listening wants a detail of those protocols, they're located on the website. You can either access it through salamanderhotels.com, and that's hotels with an S, or you can go through the individual website for salamanderresort.com, and you'll find those up in the upper left-hand corner of our main page. And the nice thing about that online update is that we are consistently updating all of the outlets in the property, including our updates of when they're open, what our protocols are, what the requirements are for, as an example, for utilizing the spa and getting a treatment in the spa. We have, we follow social distancing for all of the public space used areas, including our pools. And so all those updates are done on a regular basis. So it's a great place to reference that instead of trying to walk through what's open today, because it may change tomorrow. And just as a note, this property opens today, which is June 18th. So we're very excited to have this property open. It's the last of our 5 properties to open in the portfolio.
Great.
And as you see, we offer 168 rooms and suites. They all have a balcony or that patio I mentioned on the terrace level. But you can see very well appointed. All the rooms are going to be over 500 square feet as an entry level. You see on the far right, a fireplace in the picture. We have 70% of the rooms have a beautiful self-igniting fireplace, gas fireplace. And it's great when you're up there when the weather in the evening gets chilly and you walk in and flip your switch on for your fireplace, and it has that protective glass in front of it. So, beautiful designation to the rooms, the fireplaces, the decor. The far left-hand side, I'm sorry if you can just jump back real quick, that is a standard bath. And so in our standard baths for Salamander Resort and Spa in Virginia, you'll have a separate walk-in shower, separate tub, water closet with a door, dual vanity, all contained within the bathroom that has French doors that close. And then outside of those doors, you have a makeup desk as well.
And then Bobby, are there connecting rooms?
Yes, we do have the opportunity for connecting rooms, both standard rooms as well as a few of our suites connect to a standard room, so you can create a 2-bedroom environment.
And if you could let us know about some of the wonderful dining options.
Sure, amazing dining options here. So first of all, we source everything from local farmers and growers. And we have our Harriman's Virginia Piedmont Grill, which has great dining options for not only breakfast, but for lunch and dinner. On a lot of the Sundays, they do a beautiful brunch that is amazing. And weather permitting, we also have outdoor seating for Harriman's as well. Gold Cup is one of my favorite places at the property. It gives you a little bit of a relaxed luxury environment to an upscale wine bar. So the back part of it, which is separate from the bar area, would have TVs and a pool table, leather chairs, a really great feel to this. But again, throughout the entire property, we carry a very strong equestrian and colonial theming to the property. And then we also offer cooking classes as well at different times of the week. Normally it's on a Saturday when we're at higher occupancies, but we have our own cooking studio. We also throughout the year have special events inside that cooking studio, from wine dinners to, I've been to a Scotch dinner, which was very unique. We have visiting celebrity chefs that will come into the property that Ms. Johnson, obviously knows from her living some of the time into Washington, D.C., but she has a beautiful 360 acre farm also just 5 miles from this resort out in Middleburg. And then Market Salamander is an idea that Ms. Johnson had. So this is located about 500 yards down our drive on Main Street in Middleburg. And Middleburg doesn't allow any branding, so there's no Starbucks. I think the grocery store is the only branded outlet that's on Main Street. So Ms. Johnson opened Market Salamander, and it services the local residences as well as our guests in the hotel who are out venturing, whether they're going wine tasting or to a polo match or to one of the many equestrian races that are in the area, like the Gold Cup that happens twice a year. They can come by and get a picnic basket to take with them from Market Salamander, or they can eat inside the restaurant as well.
Great. Yeah, with Gold Cup just down the street. Great name. Any favorite food or drink items?
You know, a lot of the times they're changing our menu based on the seasonality. But believe it or not, in the Gold Cup Lounge, they have some great sushi options. They have great local fare. They make an amazing burger. I know everybody says they do, but they really do have a great burger. They source a lot of our liquors and whiskeys and things of that nature from local distilleries that are popping up in the area. And if I didn't mention, there's 50 wineries within 1 hour of the resort. So it's very unique that you don't think out in this area that close to DC that you would have wineries. But 50 wineries, and there are a few that are close by that we utilize our Audi house cars, and we can complimentary take you over and pick you up as well as any off property dining on Main Street or Market Salamander that you would like to go to.
And I know you have an award-winning spa.
We do, and it's very near and dear to Miss Johnson's heart. She's been very involved in the design and the promotion and setup of the spa. It's an award-winning spa, as you can see in the picture, very beautiful. It has, I think, one of the most popular treatment rooms is our couples treatment room, which is a very large treatment room, as well as a bath area, bathing area for the suite itself. So, but you can see the wet areas, and there's one of these on both sides, both male and female wet areas that is shown in that picture. And then again,
for the spa, how far in advance do you think one needs to book?
I would book very far in advance, probably as when you're booking a room and you've secured a room at the property. I would start planning then. We have a very strong following of local residences that utilize the spa. So it does tend to get very busy, especially on a weekend.
And as you were mentioning at the beginning, you have a lot of on-site activities.
Yes, so we do a lot of activities, again, based somewhat on seasonality and travel and things both for families, children, and then as I mentioned before, we have the archery and axe throwing, we have the fishing, we have the falconry. Being an expansive property, and there's nothing really that is built on our property except us. So 340 acres to explore, and go hiking through the different paths that are out on the property. Your equestrian opportunities, if you're a rider, you can ride through our trails that go through all the wooded areas on property. And then we also have bikes as well on property to utilize, which are great to even go down onto Main Street if you don't want to just stay on property. And then in the middle of the screen, we do offer stabling for guests who actually bring their horses, their own horses with them. And those prices change, but it's usually in the low 100s per night. We are certified with all the proper certifications from a health standpoint for the horses. So a great opportunity if you're an avid equestrian and you have your own horses. So great opportunity.
For the activities, for hiking, biking, are they guided, self-paced?
There are both. You could go on your own, or we have our own activities team that can lead those as well. And then I didn't mention, as I just saw on the bottom of the screen as well, we do partner with a local, very exclusive private golf course or country club. And they allow us to have some dedicated tee times daily for our guests, and that's called Creighton Farms. And that's about 15 minutes away. So that is a great luxury experience golf opportunity if you wanted to get off property to do something like that.
Great.
So I really want to plan a trip to this resort. It was amazing. I'm always shocked at how many things there are to do at one property, and you guys have really have a wide berth of things to do, which is great. So I would like to tell our listeners, if you are interested in visiting this gorgeous property, please reach out to Melissa or myself, and we can work directly with Bobby to make sure that you have the trip of a lifetime. I mean, there's just, right now with travel being what it is, we really believe people are going to be looking towards domestic opportunities, and it's great to be able to get into your car and end up at a place like this. There's just no reason. Also, this is a Virtuoso property. And for our listeners who know what Virtuoso is, it's a travel consortium that vets out and approves some of the highest rated properties in the world. And this Salamander Resort property is a Virtuoso property. Bobby, are there any Virtuoso amenities at this time, or do they change a lot?
The Virtuoso amenities are pretty standard for the property, and that would be breakfast for 2 each day.
Oh,
And
nice.
that is a value of up to $60 per day per room.
Wow.
And then you get the $100 resort credit, which can be used in any way, shape, or form except for room rate. So it's pretty flexible. And
Nice.
then you get the opportunity based upon availability of early check-in, late checkout. And then obviously a big benefit that is again based on availability at check-in is the possibility of a room upgrade to the next room category.
Right. I mean, that's just another reason to book through a Virtuoso advisor like myself and Melissa. These are amenities that you're not going to get if you book direct. I mean, it's not going to happen. And these are amenities, $60 a day for breakfast after, let's say, a 5-day trip, that adds up to a lot of money.
Right. And it's actually quality breakfast opportunity with that as well. Not saying that any of our competitors out there don't serve quality breakfast, but sometimes this could be in the form of a continental breakfast. But one thing I'd also love to mention, because it's a very proud accolade that Miss Johnson is very proud of, as well as the team there at the property. In February, right before all the craziness of what we've been experiencing happened, we were awarded again 2 years in a row Forbes 5-star. So
wow.
That makes us one of the very limited properties in the entire United States out of any brand. So having worked myself for some other very notable luxury brands in my career, I would say the difference of coming to a Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg is I like to call this approachable luxury. It's something that still has a very luxury feel to it, but you don't feel overstuffy with your stay. You don't feel obligated to be something that you don't want to be. And I think that's a key note that you feel very comfortable when you're here. I see you put it. Yeah, and I see you put up one of our favorite ambassadors on the screen as well. So this is our Cupcake, and she is our animal ambassador. She's a miniature pony, and very unique thing about Cupcake. And I don't know if it's going to start right away again, but as we grow into being opened again, we do on Saturdays what's called Cocktails with Cupcake. And we put this beautiful little branded blanket on her, and she comes up into our Gold Cup Lounge, and she interacts with our guests inside during Cocktails with Cupcake happy hour. So
I love it. Is Cupcake a male or a female? I think I maybe guessed wrong.
It's a female.
Darn it. Well, she says, come visit me at the Salamander Resort.
Yeah. So
that is
what's
amazing.
unique also, if you go back to May of last year, she made it into People magazine as one of the animal ambassadors that was growing with animals that are associated with hotels.
Come on, really?
Yep.
Oh, Cupcake is living my life. I love it. Well, Bobby, thank you so much for joining us today. As I said earlier, we will have you back because your portfolio of resorts around the world are amazing. So we appreciate you bringing us today a little bit closer to the Salamander in Middleburg. And we hope to be sending some of our travel clientele real soon to see you. So we'd like to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining us. And I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for joining us on The Road Traveled.
Yeah, it was an honor to join you. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and we look forward to welcoming all your clients very soon.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.